Hey guys, decided to do a quick video today. Just kind of going through and showing some of my successes this year with my plants. So yeah, this is kind of my little display I have upstairs in my house right now. It's right under the TV. So I've never had this many at a time in bloom like this from my own doing, so it's pretty exciting. This one does usually bloom pretty reliable for me every year. This one typically does too. This one was given to my boyfriend's mom by his grandmother, and then it was given to me. If you hear my neighbors yelling outside, I'm not really sure what's going on, so I apologize. They're really loud though. And then this is an epidendrum that was given to me from a woman in California. I was on Workaholics Anonymous, and she was just giving them away. So yeah. Then this phal I had got from a place called Millagers in Wisconsin, and I just loved how unique it looked. And unfortunately, it was not ID'd, but even every now and then I'll get even a slight like fragrance from it, which is kind of neat. And this is the first time it's blooming, and actually like the amount of like flowers I can't even believe. Like I think I count, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 12 or 13 flowers. And then there's this one that I got from Walgreens. Gosh, it was probably like 2 years ago now, and it finally rebloomed for me. So I'm super excited that I actually have a little display. But yeah, I'm gonna pause this and head downstairs for a sec. Okay, so in here, usually I'll have like plants all along here, but I am in the process of watering some, so I'll get over to that. But yeah, not too much going on there, but I do have this orchid in spike right now. This thing just like popped up in a week. It's crazy. It did rebloom for me once before, so I think it's been less than a year, so it's pretty exciting. This one I had just repotted in some sphagnum moss, and it's really happy in there. So I have a lot of new roots happening. And I moved it into sphagnum with no holes because it was starting to kind of get like dehydrated and crinkly. This one I need to repot. It's done nothing for me for years now. So I'm going to try repotting it again, see what happens, and I think I need to virus test this one. We got this guy who wasn't doing well, and then I separated and put in 2 different pots, so I think it's going to need a little bounce back time. This little guy with a new growth in there, the Tolumnia. My little Cattleya here has a new growth. The Sherry Baby and self-watering pot's not doing anything right now. These guys I'm actually struggling with the most, or at least was. Usually there's 2 more here, I'll get to that. But I just like the crinkle leaves. I feel like no matter what I do, it's happening. I'm gonna keep trying until they die. So keep trying new methods and see if I can fix that. This one was from Ecuador, and there is some really good new root growth in there. So, and this, which it wasn't doing too hot. I thought it was actually gonna rot, but that stopped when I repotted it. So, yay! I have another phal here that looks to be in spike, was in spike, but where that clip is right there, it was growing at such an awkward angle because phals like to grow sideways and out of the pot and get really top heavy. So I was trying to really angle this, and I snapped it. So guys, be careful with that. Lesson learned. It's very unfortunate because this one also hadn't bloomed for me in about 2 years. So makes me sad, but again, it's a learning. I was hoping it would just magically reconnect. That's why it's clipped, but probably not gonna happen. Regardless, I'll probably clip that soon so it can go back into focusing on this, and hopefully we can have an even bigger, better bloom next year. This phal was almost rootless when I repotted it, but it's got some new roots happening, so that's good because as you can see, the leaves are at the bottom pretty dehydrated, and it was dropped once. So this phal, it's Kiki, just keeps taking off. It doesn't even look like a Kiki, but it's, I don't know, something happened with the central axis at the top of the plant, I think. So keep an eye on that one, see what happens. This phal here also has a Kiki and then a new leaf, so hopefully we'll get a spike next. I have my Vanda that I decided to try potting, and as you can see, there's a ton of holes, and it's a mix of bark chips and moss, and the roots are super happy right now. Like, I'm not so sure about the ones that ended up going into the pot because some of them look pretty dried up if you look closely, but then we have like all of these ones that are new and pretty happy, and then there's one even going into the media, so it's adjusting on its own. And the leaf wasn't growing at all, and now it is, and plus there's another new leaf in there now. So right now it's happy. The true test will be this summer when my humidity goes through the roof in this basement. I'm debating on still just putting this one outside in a tree, so we'll see. This is another one of the Oncidiums that isn't doing so well with the crinkle leaves. However, if you look, there's a lot of new roots. So I thought the roots looked fine, but I'm assuming maybe they weren't that great and it was just getting dehydrated. So hopefully those new roots will help it bounce back. We have my Dendrobium that I haven't let go of yet because there's still some green pseudobulbs, but I'm pretty sure it's toast. My Cattleya here has a new growth. This guy hasn't been doing too much, but I mean, at least it's alive. Another Sherry baby. Not a whole lot there. And then we got this mammoth of plants that I'm currently watering right now. I just noticed a spike on this guy. So this is a sequential bloomer. This is another one that wasn't doing too well watering wise, or just with like being dehydrated, but also has a ton of new roots. This Dendrobium I've had for like 3 years, has not rebloomed for me, so I finally repotted it, and almost instantly had a ton of new roots. And I was staring at it today, and let's see if I can find it. There is a spike! And this flower, I love it. It's so pretty. And that's why I just kept holding on to it even though it wouldn't rebloom. And I'm like, I'm never giving up. So that's on an old growth. So I have 2 other growths that could put out a spike, which is super exciting. So there's that. Another phal putting out some new roots. This one's been in spike. It's another sequential bloomer. It's the, there you go, phal violacea. This one's not doing much right now. The one back there was the one I separated that I think is going to need some time. And then if we go back over this way, we have this Oncidium with a little new growth. This seedling has one. This Cattleya just finished blooming, so not doing anything right now. I haven't noticed anything on this guy yet. And then also just another little seedling. So yeah, gonna pause it again. Alright, back in my hospital area, which is super messy right now. I still have like this phal has been slowly bouncing back, so that's good. I haven't seen any mites on it, but this is my general hospital area, and I did end up finding, what was it, mealy bugs, I think, on this one. And so then I moved a few other plants up here that were near it, which was this guy, this Cattleya, this one, and then the one that was virused anyways. So I'm about to throw that one out. It was in flower, as you can see, but it's just not worth keeping anymore, so I will get rid of it. But yeah, so this Callia was my mom's and it had bugs, but there is new roots happening, and that new growth looks like it's ready to start popping, so that's good. New roots on the dehydrated Oncidium, new roots on the Phale and a leaf. Nice new growth starting on this cat. And then we have this one that also has a lot of new roots trying to form. It was just repotted. So all in all, these guys are doing pretty well. I'm just trying to keep an eye on them for bugs. I mean, they were all repotted, but it still makes me nervous. So yeah, just reflecting on how I've had such a difference this year with how my orchids are growing, and any possible tips I could give you guys. I do know that I water more on the dry side, I guess you could say. I don't drown my plants because I used to rot a lot of mine, so it kind of scared me from watering them too much. So that could be why I'm having a little bit of issues with my Oncidiums, even though I swear I'm keeping them somewhat damp, but obviously I'm still having issues. And then on top of that, my environment in the summer is so different from the winter. So the winter is super dry, so my plants dry out really fast. And then in the summer, my humidity, like I said, goes through the roof, and I'll even start to get some mold on some plants. Well, last year, halfway through the summer, I started using a fan downstairs, which helped a little bit. And then I still decided that sphagnum moss was my best media, since I do like to water on the drier side, because it doesn't really work as well with bark chips. And I've also started using a ton of pots with holes in them, unless they're looking dehydrated all the time, so the plants can still, have plenty of air around the roots. I also use Bloom Booster now that I know when certain ones should be blooming, so I'll try and use a bloom booster right before that time. And then I am trying to use CalMag only twice a year, and the bloom booster I think I only use twice a year, and honestly that's pretty much the only fertilizer these guys receive. And yeah, it's been working for me. And the Cattleyas, I'm going to try and move even more out this summer, since the ones that were out there did pretty well and we're happy. In fact, this epidendrum was one of the ones that did go outside. So, and look what it did for me. So those are kind of the things I've been doing, and if you guys have any questions, just let me know in the comments. So much for a short video. You think it's going to be fast, but when you have 50 plants, it takes a while to talk about them. Alright, thanks guys.